Hi friends, we are going to discuss an important topic under Indian Polity Constitution. Uniform Civil Code or UCC. Often this UCC is discussed in the news, in the media, whether it's time to enact a uniform civil code in India, whether the various political parties in India are deliberately delaying UCC implementation for vote bank politics. So often you can find these types of discussions in the media. Now, what is this Uniform Civil Code UCC? Let's see. Uniform Civil Code UCC is a directive given under our constitution under Directive Principles of State Policy or DPSP. Article 44 specifically talks about the duty of the state to enact a uniform civil code for India. Okay. Now, what is this UCC specifically? In India, there are two types of laws basically. One is criminal law and the other is civil law. When it comes to criminal law, the law is applied equally to all citizens regardless of gender, class, community, race and so on. The criminal law is same. If a person commits a murder, the punishment is common for everyone. There is no distinction on the basis of class, caste, religion and so on. But when it comes to civil laws in India, there is a discrepancy. The various religious groups, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Parsis, Sikhs and so on, they are governed by their own sets of laws called personal laws. Now this is the discrepancy. When it's come to criminal law, it is common, but when it comes to civil law, each group is governed by its own sets of laws. When it comes to civil law, okay, generally certain matters are included under these personal laws. For example, marriage, divorce, inheritance and so on. So basically these aspects are covered under personal laws. Okay, for example, there is an act called Christian Marriage Act, okay, that governs the marriage for Christians. Okay, similarly there is a concept called Hindu Undivided Family, HUF, when it comes to determination of inheritance for Hindus. Okay, similarly Parsis, they have their own marriage act. So these are all different personal acts for different communities in India. Okay, so what do you realize here? When it comes to civil laws, there is a great deal of discrepancies. Okay, there is no coherence. As a result, there is a demand for uniform civil code in India. So right from 1950, at the time of framing our constitution, our national leaders, the framers of our constitution, envisaged this UCC. So way back, they envisaged the concept of UCC. But till now, the UCC has not been implemented in India. In the past, steps have been taken to ensure implementation of UCC. Okay, standalone steps have been taken. Many have ended in failure. When it comes to personal laws, if you take a look closely, if you take a look at the civil laws, that is the personal laws, many aspects covered under civil laws, they are related to utilitarian issues, they are related to secular issues rather than religion related issues or ritual related issues. Okay, in other words, if you take a look at the personal laws closely, the many aspects covered under personal laws, they concern worldly affairs, they concern day-to-day affairs. For example, they are related to inheritance, they concern inheritance, which is a secular affair and not a religion related affair. Okay, similarly it concerns divorce, which is a worldly affair. It concerns the privacy of individuals, it concerns the human rights of individuals. So these are all worldly affairs, but these aspects come under the civil laws in India. But once again here there is a great deal of ununiformity. Okay, if you take the Christian civil laws, for example, concerning divorce, okay, it takes a longer period for women to obtain divorce in India. Okay, similarly when we take a look at the Muslim civil laws in India, they are framed based on the Islamic laws. Okay. Recently, the concept of triple talaq was nullified by the Supreme Court itself. The Supreme Court held the view that triple talaq was against the interest of women. The reason is this procedure is related to the human rights of women. Once again, this is a secular issue. It concerns the human rights. Okay. So these issues are observed within the personal laws. The same applies to the Hindu personal laws also, mainly concerning inheritance. Okay, there is discrepancies. Okay, when it comes to transmitting the property. So there are demands to codify and unify the civil laws in India so that the civil laws apply across different religious communities in India. Now, various groups, they support UCC. On the other hand, various groups, they oppose UCC. Supporters of UCC, they tell that way back the constitution makers have envisaged UCC, but till now we have not implemented UCC in India. Islamic countries, for example, okay, they have Islam as the state religion, but even here these religions are governed by a mixture of Islamic laws as well as secular laws. Okay, so we have many precedents abroad also. Okay. On the other hand, people who oppose UCC, they cite the very diverse nature of India. Okay, India is a diverse country, multiple religious groups, multiple ethnic groups are living in India. Their culture should be respected. Okay, so this is a case argued by people who oppose UCC now. At the same time, when we take a look at Western countries, okay, the Western democracies, even there, we don't find uniform civil code in many countries. Even progressive countries like France, it started giving rights to women only in the recent past. Okay, only after the 1940s, after the Second World War, slowly these countries started giving equal rights to women, right? So there is a case for implementation on one hand, there is a case against implementation on the other hand, and there is a good deal of vote bank politics also, right? Some parties, they make politics out of UCC. Some parties, they argue for UCC. Some parties, they oppose UCC. Generally, parties batting for cultural nationalism, they will often bat for UCC. They are not batting for UCC on rational grounds. They are batting for UCC on the basis of cultural nationalism. This is wrong. On the other hand, some parties, speaking about secularism, they also often play politics over UCC. They oppose UCC, once again, not based on rational grounds. They oppose UCC, once again, for vote bank politics, because they want the votes of the minority people in India. So often this concept UCC has been politicized. In the past, some measures have been taken to ensure UCC in steps, but even here, due to political reasons, these measures have been stalled. The latest measure was abolition of triple talaq in India, but once again, politics has been played over this issue also. But the reality is that uniform civil code, the need for uniform civil code is definitely felt in India, no doubt. At the same time, India being a multicultural country, diverse country, bringing in UCC at one go may not be right for India. This should be done with deliberation with the people across the country. So voluntarily, the people should come forward and accept UCC. There should be enough deliberation. This should not be thrust on the people, because it will create a fear psychosis among the minority groups, because the minority people, some sections may feel that the state is trying to thrust UCC on India. It is trying to thrust the majoritarian consensus on these people. So thrusting UCC may not be the right step, but ensuring UCC in steps through deliberation definitely will be welcome. So the people themselves have to be taken on board, especially the different religious group, ethnic groups, they have to be taken on board, right? So we have to go for UCC on a voluntary basis, step by step basis. Please remember, even when it comes to literacy, India has a long way to go, right? So people have to understand this concept. Even educated people, many of them, they don't understand the concept of UCC. So there is a great deal of misunderstanding also. So people have to understand this concept, they will have to accept it, and this has to be ensured through deliberation. Definitely this will be the right way forward for a society in transition towards modernity like India. Thank you.